In the words of Khalil Gibran, the famous Lebanese poet, yesterday is today's memory and tomorrow is today's dream. Yes, my dear friends, it's good to have dreams. But in the words of Langston Hughes, hold fast to your dreams, because if dreams die, life is like a broken winged bird that cannot fly. We have seen the dream to become a Reiki healer. Entry in the world of Reiki is very easy. So many people enter it, but they find it difficult to become proficient at it. During my experience of the last 20 years with the subject of learning and how to make learning more effective, I found that a lot of people remain unsuccessful at what they do just because they ignore the fundamentals. Level 1 of Reiki is very important because it teaches you the fundamentals of Reiki. Watch the videos of level 1 again and again and again until you chew properly the essential concepts which will be taught to you in these videos. When it comes to healing the body with the help of Reiki, here are some important things which you must know. Ki means energy, and we use Ki to heal the body. But where is Ki? If you want a medicine, you go to a chemist, the chemist gives you that medicine or that drug, and then you give it to the patient, and the patient becomes okay. But where do you find energy? Now, Re means universal. Universal means it is available in Delhi, it is available in Toronto, it is available in New York, it is available in London, it is available in Sydney, everywhere. So the question comes now, if you know that Ki or the energy is everywhere, how to use it to heal the body? So if there is a local area which needs healing, you can go to that area and then use the skill which I'll teach you in the coming videos and heal that particular area. So you should have knowledge about basic anatomy. While these limbs are easily seeable, so here are the arms, here is the legs, but the internal organs are something which you should know about. So in case we draw a human body, okay, a human body would look like something like this. Okay, this is the head and this is the neck, and then we have the arms, just a rough sketch, and we have the legs. Okay, so any problem in the arms and legs you can easily see and you can easily heal. However, if we see the body by taking out the arms and the legs and this head portion, what we get is the middle portion, and the middle portion is called torso. Now this torso from here till here, this can be divided into two equal parts. The above thing is called the chest cavity, and below the chest cavity we have the abdominal cavity. The lungs and the heart are contained in the chest cavity. So if we divide the chest cavity into two, then broadly the heart would incline towards the left and would take up a space of about half of this, and then there would be lungs, right? I hope this is visible. Then we come down to the abdominal cavity. The abdominal cavity can be broadly divided into three parts. Alright, here is the abdominal cavity. Now this abdominal cavity, when it is divided into three parts, the first part would contain the essential 5 internal organs. On the right side you would have liver, and just behind the liver you have gallbladder, and on the left side you have the stomach and the spleen, and lying somewhat horizontal and running behind the stomach and trying but not touching the spleen is the pancreas. So, liver, gallbladder, pancreas, stomach and spleen would lie in the upper 1/3 of the abdominal cavity. So if there is any problem to anyone in the and he's facing with some digestive issues or problem in the organs related to digestion, then you have to concentrate on this particular area. And then these lower 2/3, it contains the large intestine, where you have the ascending colon because it ascends, the transverse colon because it traverses, and then the descending colon because it descends. So here is the appendix. So broadly, so this is the large intestine, and then there is small intestine, and here in the lower 1/3 region, what you have is, for the females you have the ovaries and the reproductive system, and for the males you have got the prostate, and then you have the uterus. So at least this much of human anatomy you must know, and for this purpose you might just search for a basic image of human body and then keep it on your desktop as a wallpaper. Okay. To heal, we need to have correct diagnosis. And to have a correct diagnosis, we need to increase our ken. We need to know about diseases. Because a person's dismal performance in an interview might lead to his rejection. However, sometimes your dismal performance is not only the reason for your rejection. Many times, another person's superior performance might be the reason that a person doesn't get selected. So if a person doesn't get selected and he thinks that it is only because of him that he did not get selected, that might be true, but that might not be the case all the time. For example, if a headache is because of problem in the head, then it is fine. But what if the headache is not happening because of a problem in the head? If a person has a problem in the feet because of the feet, then it is fine if you're healing the feet. However, if the problem in the feet is not because of the feet and you are trying to heal the feet, healing won't happen. And then you'll think that whatever we studied in Reiki doesn't work. And it'll dissuade you and your dreams are going to die. So I'm going to give you 2 small examples from my practice of Reiki, which will help you that when you come across such a case, you'll start to think what else can be the reason rather than just giving it up all the way. Many people will come to you and they'll say that they suffer from extreme headaches. And you'll try immediately to heal the head portion. Many times, the person might not just get healed. Why? Because if you have to go to the head, you have to go through the neck. And if the blood supply isn't reaching the head, then the person might be experiencing a headache. So if a person is having a lot of cervical issues, then they might eventually lead up to severe headaches. If you have to solve this kind of an headache, you need to first solve the neck area. You need to first work on the cervical, and eventually the headaches will fade away. Similarly, you will face cases where people will come to you and they'll say that, sir or madam, my heel pains in the morning. Whenever I get up, I am unable to keep even my feet on the ground. And you will start to heal the feet. Many times, this kind of a healing will not yield the results. Then what you need to understand is probably that the cause of this feet pain lies somewhere else. So there are certain nerves which go from L4 and L5, vertebrae in the backbone, to the feet. And when there is a problem with those nerves, the person suffers from a heel pain. The moment you go to L4 and L5 and treat those areas, the person will get rid of the foot pain. Therefore, it is very important for us to increase our knowledge and make it comprehensive. And once you do it, then you will find magical results in Reiki. Now, Reiki, as we were talking, is made up of two words, Rei, which means universal, and Ki, which means energy. Now, if we are using Ki, energy, we must also know where the energy is running in our body. There are roots of Ki in the body. There have been many revolutions in this world. And the revolutionists knew that if you have to take over or paralyze a country, you don't need a web which is spread out throughout the country. Like Russian Revolution happened in 1917, and the main figure, Lenin, he knew that it is not that the numbers which will matter. It is not that it would be the public support which would be a deciding factor. He knew that to paralyze a country, you just need to occupy the key points. If you occupy the key points, then you can take over. In case of a country, it would be the capital city, it would be the communication channels. Back then it was railways, today it is social networks. If you can do that, then you can take over. And what if we are not talking about a country, but we are talking about the human body? Then what? So if we are talking about the human body, we don't need to treat the whole bloody body. If somebody is having a stomach pain, we don't have to treat the whole of the stomach. We have to find from where the energy goes into the stomach. If we can find that and we can cause the healing on that particular pathway, on that particular route, then stomach ache would be gone. Think of these pathways as pipes of water, watering pipes or water tubes. Diseases are nothing but blockages in the way of these watering pipes. Now there are two ways to solve this. Either we go to the blockage in the pipe and try to move it away, or we go to the source of the water from where the energy is coming in the pipe and we try to increase the flow, and by the dint of the very force of the increased energy or the increased water flow, the blockages will get removed altogether. These ways were studied by the Chinese and the Hindu civilizations, and they are very important to learn in order to become a proficient Reiki healer. And this is exactly what we are going to study in our next video.